So, welcome back to I Love. I am Santa Podan, and on today's episode, we've got a ton of toys and video games to check out. Oh, yeah! Matter of fact, there's been so many different toys and video games that have come out that it has made an actual toy-nado, and it's gonna whip up and bring in all kinds of goodies for us to take a peek at, one grouping at a time. Whoa! Looks like our first things to check out is a bunch of things that have come out from Atari this year. We also got, in addition to the 2600 plus, the 7800 plus. Another part of the family, a different form factor, different controllers, and they even put out extra wired controllers of the NES style ones. Very cool. Make sure you grab a bunch of those. Then they also came out with this nifty handheld I wanted to talk about, the Game Station. Super cool. The beauty of this is that it has all these different ways to play, just like the arcade games. You get a trackball, a D-pad, a spinner, and a number pad, allowing you to play the games the way they were meant to be played. In addition, with all the old classics, you get a bunch of games from the Balls of Steel's collection, and a few of the games from the Recharge collection, making this a really sweet little handheld for the price. And then they also put out a wireless controller with all of those controls on it. Wow, super cool, because you can plug this into your TV and then use this and use it at your house or on the go. Fantastic and really cool, and it plays really neat. Then, in the whole spirit of consoles, we just got the Intellivision. Super duper awesome. A mini console for the Intellivision. We haven't had one of these since the At Games one that came out all those years ago. This one includes 45 games, all the inlays you need, and the controllers with the disc are wireless. Oh yeah, super nice treat. I don't know why those Amico guys didn't put out one of these to start us off with. Oh well, we've got it now. Fantastic. And with all of this hardware, we've also gotten some cool game collections. Here's the 7800 High Score collection. All of these are colored cartridges that come with patches and pins. And then, of course, Pac-Man comes with the 2600 and a version that is much more faithful to the arcade, making those old games better than ever. Oh, yeah. Then one more sweet one. I don't know if a lot of the people that like a lot of the normal Atari stuff likes this one, but this I read into and had to grab. This is called the Mod Retro 90s Rewind Collection. It includes Game Boy Color games originally, Asteroid, Centipede, and Super Breakout. These games are remastered, so they have better coloring. You can play them on your Mod Retro consoles or analog, and original hardware. Super duper cool, so you can play it on your Game Boy Advanced or your Super Game Boy Advanced on your GameCube. Yeah! Some tons of fun from Atari, and I can't wait to see what that toy-nado brings us next. Whoa! Tons of new video games for old consoles. This year, we got a ton. This is just a bunch that I had picked up over the year from Limited Run, Homebrew Factory, Retro Bit, and all of those fantastic companies that have been putting this stuff out for years now. Let's just take a peek at a few from other consoles and things. First of all, this is a fantastic shooter, P47-2MD. Oh yes, in that fantastic Retro Bit style casing. You gotta love that. Then right away to some Super Nintendo gems. This one, if I remember correctly, never got a full release. Jelly Boy. That's for your Super Nintendo. Fantastic. Another one of those beautiful, beautiful Retro Bit releases right here. This one is the Shockman Zero for your Super Nintendo. Fantastic game. Awesome fun. Then we got this big bad boy, a game that seemed like it should have came out in the past but never did. The Rugrats Adventure in Gameland. This is the collector's edition, so we got ourselves a good old action figure of Reptar in there. Fantastic. I couldn't let that go to waste. I needed to have me one of those. Shut box. Then some other sweet, sweet NES games that we've been hinting at and had coming, and they finally came out. Haunted Halloween 87 Year of the Witch. We might get a gameplay of this one. Come Halloween, we'll have to see. Flea number 2. The next one for Flea. Fantastic gameplay here. Very, very awesome to see that they keep making more of those, because those are good. This one, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Puyo Pow, very, very cool NES game. Dungeon, kind of crawler style game. Very, very awesome. Soladam. This is a puzzle game with all the characters from Rodland, the game that we checked out with Pizza Boy. Yes, yes. Very, very cool. Then we got a re-release for Snow Bros. This is awesome because this is one of the games that is very hard to get a physical edition of it now. Very expensive. This one came with a soundtrack and a sweet colored cartridge and all that good jazz. I love when they do this for the games that are really awesome, and it's hard to get a real one because they are collectible and rare. So I am always welcome to getting those to add it to my collection and play on my actual NES. Then the Changeable Guardian Estique. Another one from Broke Studio, a badass side-scrolling shooter where you can transform like a mech. Super duper cool. And just tons and tons of games. And in the same vein as the awesome consoles we just checked out from Atari, there was a sweet, sweet Kickstarter project I wanted to mention that was awesomely successful. The console should come out at the end of next year, and that, of course, was the Vectrex Mini. Comes out of nowhere. I guess they've been working on this one for a few years in the background. They offered the miniaturized consoles that were half size with controllers that are wireless. You could buy extra controllers. There was a special white version. There was a book. The system comes with, I believe it's 10, maybe 15 or 12 games. We did get all of the backing on it, so that means that we got all of the rewards. Dust cover, a new game added to the console, and a whole collection of Vectrex pins. Super fantastic, and another win for old consoles that maybe we're never going to see again. All we need now, Atari, is for you to buy Coleco. Buy Coleco and get us a mini console just like the Intellivision Sprint. That's what we need, and then we have all of them. We can collect the whole set. Awesome game stuff from 2025. Let's see what the Toynado has in store for us next. Ooh. I'm glad this one popped up next. These are Takara exclusive Japanese Transformers that have been coming out for the past year. These are called the Transformers Wild King. Megatron and Optimus Prime on the web series go on an adventure looking for elemental powers on a planet. This story feels so much like the old Beast Wars 2 or Beast Wars Neo story. It is fantastic. Through their adventure, they gain the ability of little combiner guys so they can juice up and become these big mega 5-powered combiner dudes with all these elemental abilities, as you can see here adorned on Optimus's chest. Very cool, highly colorful and vibrant figures. Awesome system. Then we also got this guy here who's kind of like a Unicron type of baddie. Very, very cool stuff and very awesome. I like that there's still uniqueness between the Transformers of here and in Japan, because their ideas are a little different than ours, and they're all fun in the end. Oh yeah. What's coming next, Toynado? Woo! That Tornado's got so much in store. Ooh, this is a big one. Matter of fact, this is large because I want to actually talk about the whole company. This company, Blokees, I ran into last year. They have tons of sweet licenses going from Super Saiyan, Ultraman, Sesame Street, Minions, Transformers, Evangelion, and all of these toys are buildable toys. Kind of like models, but actually enjoyable because you don't need glue, tools, or paint. And you get these sweet, sweet figures that are fully posable with action parts, sometimes accessories. They even have the ability to light up. The small ones do, and so do the big ones. Look at that. Let's see, where is it? Come on, do it. Do it for us. Oh, sorry, I had it backwards. There we go. So those turn on. These guys all turn on by pressure. Very, very cool. But the neatest part about the Transformers is all of the different sizes. We have these galaxy size right here, you see. They've come out with these wheels ones just recently. These are like cars, Hot Wheels scale, super duper cool. These are the classic ones. You see the boxes here for these guys. Tons of these. Then these bad boys, the action and legend ones like this. Super duper cool, and sometimes with alternate things like Optimus Prime here. You can see mine is actually decked out with yellow eyes, so he looks like the old toy, not the cartoon. Super sweet. Soundwave here even has sound. He talks. Can you believe that? Megatron comes with a throne and all kinds of goodies. Super duper cool and super duper affordable. Buildable toys. You get some pride out of it when you're done with it and get to enjoy it. And they're not super expensive. You can throw them in a box or just discard them when you're done. Oh yeah, Blokees. Super awesome. Ooh. Now we're talking Centurions. In case you didn't know, Centurions was a show from the 80s, similar to G.I. Joe's crossed with Transformers, with a little taste of mask, kind of. These guys wore exoskeletons that allowed them to wear extravagant gear to fight off the evil forces of Doc Terror and his minions, Hacker, and his evil robots that were infinite in numbers. Very cool. Now, why are we talking about this? Because a company called Ramen Toys and their 80s Commanders line has just released their villain, Doc Terror. This is awesome because now we are only one character away from having the entire series of figures through them, and these figures are incredible. If you like the show, this is something that you should definitely seek out and get. He also, as you can see here, has done one of the larger gear sets for Max Ray, the water guy, which is fantastic and very, very cool. It even has spinning propeller in the back there, but very, very accurate to the shows and very, very articulate and cool figurines. They work fantastic. We are only missing Rex Charger, the 5th member of the team, and then we would actually have all of the main guys. We would only then need their extra gear, which would be awesome if over the years we got that as well. Now remember Ramen Toys, because we will mention them in the next part as well. What have we got? Toynado. Woo! There's a big load. That's because all old things become new again. Tons of old toys are getting recreated by all kinds of different companies and people. I'd like to make mention of course, the Street Sharks making their comeback from Mattel. These figures are incredible, including Dr. Paranoid. They look just like the originals, but way, way better, more detail, more action. Fantastic rubberized types of bodies. Super duper cool. And there's even more coming on the way. Then we got the Biker Mice from Mars. These are fantastic figures. They even have the guys in scale with each other, so they're not all just one-sized mouse. They're actually all different sizes, so they look much better together if you display them. And we've even gotten their bikes more recently. Each bike for each guy. Here's Vinny's. Super awesome. Badass bike. These things are amazing. Throttle's bike, sorry. And these are very, very cool. We got more figures for those on the way as well. Then, Mask has made a comeback officially from the loyal subjects. Mine are on the way and should be here soon. Maybe they'll come with Santa. But, remember I said to pay attention to Mask because Mask has actually made a couple vehicles themselves. This is the Great White, the Porsche vehicle from the girl on the Mask team. He has the pre-order up for the bad guy girl car, and that is just fantastic because these two vehicles have not been announced from the loyal subjects. So if you get their entire Wave 1 and Wave 2, which has been announced, you can potentially have 2 more vehicles that are not part of the set, so you will have a total of 10 mask vehicles then. So fantastic, and it's always awesome to see these things coming from all over the place, especially a quality as high as the guy who did the Centurions. That Ramen Toys does great stuff. He also has a full-size mask helmet coming out next year. Can't wait to see that. Oh yeah, that has been one crazy toy-nado. I hope that it's almost blown by. Whoa! Whoa! Woo! I think the toy-nado has finally passed. And what an amazing haul it has brought. This last year has brought us so many amazing toys, returning toys, new video games, returning video games, and much, much more. I would love to hear in the comments down below, what are some awesome things that you have maybe heard about as well this year that maybe others might have missed? I would love to hear about them. Any of these badass things did you pick up yourself or find out and thought that you were the only one? I would love to hear that as well. I would love to wish everyone a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. As always, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, come on, let's do this. Gotta fight your evil cyborg halves, guys, 'cause they're gonna defeat you.